Trump's policies and how it might impact your finances. Now, you may have seen this graph before. It's made the rounds on TikTok. Well, it's really compelling, but let me dig into it a little bit further. I'm James. I'm a CPWA professional, have an MBA, run a personal finance company that is a certified B Corp and 1% for the Planet member. And I've also been featured in places like Forbes, Bloomberg, and US News. So here's that chart again, and here's what it's saying from a tax perspective. So this includes extending the current tax rates in breaks, but it also does something else. It also removes the cap on SALT deduction. It also layers in exempting taxes from wages like tips, Social Security, and overtime. But then it says, let's repeal any of the green energy initiatives under the Inflation Reduction Act. So anything like EVs, energy efficiency credits as well. But it does specifically say that it does keep some tax credits that aren't associated with the Inflation Reduction Act, things like the child tax credit. And by the way, there have been reports saying that Trump is thinking about getting rid of the child tax credit, but it's included in this report. And then the big one is the 20% tariffs, if that gets enacted. 20% tariffs on all imports and 60% on all Chinese goods. So if you take all these together, you can see how much will you be gaining or losing based off of those policies. And you can see the wealthy, they make out the best. But I wanted to add something to this. I wanted to see, well, what happens if deportations and immigration, what's the impact of that? And the Peterson Institute for International Economics, they actually did a study and published it not too long ago that discusses this. And the study basically concluded that consumer prices based off of CPI could increase between 1.5% to another 9.1% by 2028. So just think about that. Like, not only can all this stuff happen, but just immigration policy alone can increase prices even more, which is kind of what we expected, right? But here's the crazy thing. They go on to say, under the more extreme high scenario, by 2028, the US economy is in a similar state, apart from mortality rates, to the worst of COVID-19 pandemic experience. But the rebound is much smaller. By the way, they actually did an overall analysis on Trump's policies as well. And I will provide a link to the report in the comment section.